Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're going to have a look at Tiamat specifically because she does have an additional part of her passive. So this is the Oath Force part of her passive. Typically if we have a look, so we jump into Mulan, we can see that Oath Force should just typically be around between 5 and 10% additional attack, HP and defense for the actual unit itself, which is in no small feat. It's in no small amount of big bonus, because if we have a look here, Mulan currently can get up to, so when I do get her up to 13 stars, I will get an additional 10% HP. So if we have a look at how much HP that would be, it is 3,358 thousand. So that's how much HP she has in total. So we take 10% of that, that's 335,000 HP additionally added on with just the Oath Force. Attack is the same, so we would get 49,000 additional attack, and defense you would get on both of these, on the physical defense and magical defense, you would get an additional 10% as well. So that is just something to keep in mind when you are unlocking Oath Force. But the reason that I'm going through Oath Force now is because of Tiamat. So Tiamat at 8 stars. So they've changed this previously. There are other units that have effects on their Oath Force, Gaia being one of them. So if you have a look on Oath Force, when the total number of Corrode stacks applied by all allies reaches 50, all allied deviant synergy mates gain invincibility for 1 round. This effect can only trigger 3 times per battle. So something to keep in mind when you are running these types of units is this Oath Force for Gaia specifically, and for other 666 million, crazy. Anyway, so for units like Elisha, units like Arthur, for example, they have their Oath Force, but you only unlock them at 10 star, whereas this season things seems to have changed a little bit. If we have a look at Tiamat, I've only got her at 9 star, yet I do have her level 1 Oath Force unlocked. So each time ally accumulates 5 buffs, Tiamat increases damage by 5%, stacking up to 20 times. This effect is only valid in PvP and GVG modes as well. Now there is another part to that passive which I will read in just a second, but this is typically this first part. Each time allies accumulate 5 buffs, Tiamat increases damage by 5%. This is typically the only part of the Oath Force. So if we go have a look at a unit like Elisha, for example, great example of Oath Force that only exists in PvP. So here, in PvP and GVG modes, for every 5 instances of the freeze effect triggers, grants an additional 5 stacks of shield to all allied demons. So again, that is only valid in PvP and GVG, but they seem to have changed the design of units this season. So if we have a look at Lilith, for example, Lilith permanently boosts Lilith's stats in Season 10, wrong one. After casting, after casting Fallen Haven, Lilith gets 5% attack, stacking up to 50 times. Stat increases. That is what we would typically see. That is what we would typically see for these types of units, except that Tiamat has something slightly different. And let's go ahead and check Behemoth to see whether or not Behemoth is any different, because she's the other seasonal unit that we can compare Tiamat to. So if we have a look in Oath here, I've not unlocked it because, as I said, starts from 10 star typically, so it looks like they are changing things up slightly. When taking fatal damage, the Behemoth Beast gains invincibility for 1 round and purifies all debuffs. This effect can only trigger 1 times per battle. This is relating to, and it is only effective in PvP and GVG modes as well, so it is something that they are looking to implement. But Tiamat, on the other hand, Tiamat is different from all of the other ones that we've seen with regards to Oath Force, because this Oath Force unlocks at 8 stars. So you get this passive at 8 stars, which is pretty much unheard of. I've never seen it before. Normally it only happens at 10 star. So each time an ally accumulates 5 buffs, Tiamat increases damage by 5%, stacking up to 20 times, plus we get something for outside of seasonal, outside of PvP and GVG modes. So when Tiamat is deployed, the effect that increases the Corrode Stack Limit for allies is enhanced by an additional 30%. Includes effects from heroes, relics, artifacts, hope tree, and runes as well. As far as I'm aware, there are no relics that increase the Corrode Stack Limit. The hope tree does not do it either. But I think this text is in here because this is how they intend to do it moving forward. So, for example, there is one other unit that I am aware of that unlocks their Oath Force at 8 stars, and it is the new Wing Jung. So he will be out on the Oath summons in around 2 weeks' time. They're about a week now. I think he's out not the coming Friday, but the Friday after. Maybe? We've got 17 days left of the season. You do the math. Anyway, Oath Force 1 unlocked. As you can see, I've only got him up to 8 stars at the moment. But he does have this passive available to him, and it is not specifically related to PvP or GVG. This is just a general passive, and he does get an increase in stats as well as part of this passive. So the stats, attack, defense, and HP gained by our allies through healing conversion have their acquisition limits increased by an additional 30% throughout the entire battle. Includes effects from heroes, relics, artifacts, hope tree, and runes as well. What this means is if we jump into here and we have a look at Grace of Hunters, triggers one more time when allies receive healing. So 100% of the healing is 100% of healing received is converted into defense, up to 250 million. This 250 million mark does not change depending on what level you have it at. It is this 100% here that does change. So the higher the level, the faster that you're going to get to this additional 250 million attack and defense. So what does it mean? With, say, Wing on the team, it means that we will go up to 130% of the healing received is converted into defense, up to 250 million. And it works in all modes. It's a very, very strong ability. I think, personally, it's going to really help people out at the start of the season. So, yeah, Wing got to be very good. But what I wanted to look at here is Tiamat. So, specifically, this Oath Force passive, and when Tiamat is deployed, the effect of increasing Corrode Stack Limit for all allies is enhanced by an additional 30%. So bear with me 1 second. And here we go. So it doesn't say rounded up or down. I've just done some maths. Crazy, I know. But if we have a look at Emily here, or Dullahan, either or, Emily increases the limit of Corrode stacks by 5. Hold on. I love my family, but they just know when I sit down to record a video. They just know. And that door there, wherever it's gone, there it is. Sorry about the mess. In the middle of renovations, of course. But, yeah. Anyway, where was I? Enough of that distraction. So, yes, Emily increases the Corrode Stack Limit by 5. We can see here that I've done the calculation. 5 divided by 100 times by 30 is 1.5. And it doesn't say rounded up or rounded down on Tiamat, so I don't know. I suspect it's rounded down, but I've been wrong before. Crazy. I have been wrong before. But if we do, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pause, do some more calculation, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so I have 2 possible outcomes for this calculation. The first one is if it's rounded down, and the second one is if it's rounded up. So the way that we calculated it, it is 30% of 5 is 1.5, technically, here or there. But we round that down to 6. We round that down to 1, and then we add that 1 to the 5. So this team... allegedly, well, according to my calculations, we'll see if it kicks in first. There we go. So this team, Emily is giving +5, Dullahan is giving +5, and Tiamat is giving +10 as a base rate. Now, what that means is overall, we are giving +20 to the Corrode Stack Limit, which means we get up to a total of 25, because... if you have a look at Mystifiers here, the Corrode Stack as a default starts at 5. yeah, it is what it is. It's always been 5, always will be. But you add Emily onto there, that gets it to 10. You add Dullahan, gets to 15. And you add Tiamat on here, and she does increase it to 10 overall. Well, she does increase it by a further 10. So if we have a look here on her secondary passive, stacking up. Additionally, the limit of corrode stacks is increased by 10% for all allies. And then we have a look here at the Oath Force, you get an additional 30%. So Tiamat will, of course, have 13. And then as well, we do have the Sinful Band as well. Now, remember, it does include all heroes, just about everything under the sun. So we do have the, Sinful Band, which increases the corrode stack limit by 20. So we've got 20 here plus the default of 5 is 25, plus Emily is 30, plus Dullahan is 35, plus Tiamat is 45. So in total, without Tiamat's Oath Force passive, we will get a total of, what is that? So we get Dullahan 45. Sorry, yeah, we just did that calculation. It's fine. So it is 45 corrode stack limit for this particular team. Now, how did I get to 57? Well, if we have a look here, we've got 6, which is Emily, plus 6, which is Dullahan, plus 13, which is Tiamat, and plus 26, which is it is the it is the Sinful Band, sorry. So we do have 26 for the Sinful Band, plus then 6 on the end for the default corrode stack limit. Gets me up to a maximum of 57 corrodes. So, but if we round up, it goes up to 60, effectively, because we add an additional 1 on here, we add an additional 1 on here, and we add an additional 1 on here, which does bring the total up to 60. So 60 corrode stacks as a maximum if we're rounding up, and 57 corrode stacks as a minimum if we are rounding down. So that is, that's what I wanted to test today. Now, whether or not we will be able to get up to that is very, very unsure, especially because we've got Tsukiyomi on the team. What I really did want to test out, so we see here, have a look at the stats. Enemies will get their unstoppable effect applied, as you can see, and now we will start to apply all of our buffs, and enemies will get that additional 5 plus 5 from Emily as well. So they are up to 10. They have had corrode added to them as well, unfortunately, I don't think we can. I don't think we'll be able to get there with that. I did hit skip by accident. My apologies. So let's jump into the next one, and let's next team battle. Right, let's jump in. Let's watch this again. So we get enemies will have the unstoppable effect added to them. It means they can't be controlled, can't stun them, can't taunt them, etc., etc. We get the corrode stacks added by default, and then we get Emily's corrode stacks added on after that. We go up to 50 stacks for the Genesis Glow, which increases damage and damage reduction as well. We don't add, so we add 1 more onto there, onto Katrina. We've added 2 onto Katrina. So we're looking at how high we can possibly get this, or whether or not it makes any difference whatsoever. Potentially, I think we've got to take Tsukiyomi off the team, but it is what it is. Yeah. It is a shame. It is a shame. I need an immortal enemy in... Katrina goes down, of course. But the rest of the enemies don't. Okay, so we're up to 12 for Emily. A very long way off this 56. Maybe I need a boss mission to test this out. Okay, alright, well. Okay, alright, that was very quick. To go ahead and skip this one. Let's jump into the next stage here. Let's take out Tsukiyomi. Let's take out Tsukiyomi. And what I'm going to do, add Lancelot in. We're going to go ahead and change these up a little bit, take you out. And we will pop in, where have you gone? Here we go. We'll take effect accuracy out, add dodge in. Take out healing spear, and we'll take out Mystifier damage as well. Instead, we will add in HP, why not? And a bunch of this other stuff in. Heal rate doesn't increase damage. Where's the effect accuracy? Oh, up here, probably. Yeah. There we go. Effect accuracy, right? 25. We'll add in max HP and damage reduction. There we go. Right. Okay. So we are now ready to test. Hopefully, we won't do too much damage to him. The reason that I'm adding in this Corrode is because every time Lancelot gets hit, he will apply a stack of Corrode to each enemy. And with Gaia on the field, we'll also apply another stack of Corrode as well. So enemies are hit with this. Fortunately, they do have some holy armor, which allows us to test further. So Corrode been added, and as you can see, not doing anywhere near as much damage without Tsukiyomi on the field. Themis up to 12. We are looking to get as much Corrode as possible on these enemies. Unfortunately, relics are very, very strong. And there we go, Corrode Stack been added to each enemy because of Lancelot. And hopefully we can get a couple of basic attacks dodged as well, which should allow for our entire team to retaliate with a basic attack. There we go, Lancelot. You got Well, we're up to 14. I think this might just be enough, to be honest. No, we're okay. So that's 14 stacks of Corrode. We're up to 16 now. This is hell difficulty. What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to test this? How am I supposed to test the maximum Corrode limit? It looks like Tiamat and Gaia doing the most, of course. But how am I supposed to test this? You know, I need an unlimited enemy or an invincible enemy. Maybe I'll try it on Hell 100. We'll see how many Corrode stacks we can actually get built up over the course of Hell 100. Maybe that is the way forward. Let's reconvene and we'll test when I'm back at Hell 100. No, it's fine. We'll see. It's a very effective tactic, but I think now with Tiamat on the team, I don't think you need to run Emily. I don't think you need to run Dullahan. I think in these positions, having instead of Emily, Lancelot, and Dullahan, I do think running Tsukiyomi, Mulan, and Catherine as well would be best bet, to be honest. So we get 11 stacks on. Come on. Just get me a couple of hits in there, Lancelot. Just give me a couple of dodges. Let me hit. Let me see how many Corrode stacks I can get on. So we apply all those Corrode stacks. Attack goes down as well. No Corrode stacks from Dullahan, unfortunate, but he is there to test how high we can actually get this Corrode Stack limit. But honestly, I just don't think it matters. I'm doing what I can. So we get the Corrode Stack, but they're just not attacking Lancelot. There we go. So Lancelot does apply that Corrode Stack as well. And enemies up to 14 at the moment, but they're just taking way too much damage. Gaia gonna do the business here. Just crazy. So we did test that team out, and we did see that it is still very, very viable even in hell difficulty. And no, we can't take on Gwyn. I was hoping for maybe Lachesis, maybe Talos. I think Talos would be a good boss to get to figure that one out. But again, we did the calculations. I think the highest Corrode Stack limit that you can get up to is 60 for each. Bear in mind that is for each as well. And then if you are running instead of Lancelot on the team, if you can get enemies up to 60 stacks of Corrode, just bear in mind Tsukiyomi increased the Corrode damage coefficient of all allied Corrode-based teams by 300%. So we do in a fair chunk of this, but it reduces the target's stats, decreasing their attack by 1.5 million and defense by 1.5 million per stack with no limit. So let's jump into do some more maths, eh? We'll see just how bad I really am at maths. 1.5 times 60 is 90. There we go. Probably could have told you that, to be fair. But 90 million. So if you get up to the maximum Corrode Stack Limit, Tsukiyomi is going to steal 90 million attack and defense from enemies, which might be viable in this particular mode, but I don't think it is. It is what it is. But we do steal a lot. Like a lot. So if you are getting up to those 60 Corrode stacks, well done. Let me know. Please let me know where you tested that out, because I would love to know. And if you did it on Hell 100, then I will get there eventually. So thanks very much for watching. Hope it's been informative, and you have a fantastic day.